Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you back to another T-Dog match review. Today, we're talking about Loud and Leviathan, the debut for both of these rosters. A lot of Tier 2 talent on either side of these teams. It was a really banger, close match for the opening of their start of the league. Now, we definitely see a lot of new faces on these rosters. Okeanos, Sato, Verdi, Luke Show technically new. We'll still add him in as new, and Robbie BK. So 5 out of the 10 people here. It's their first time playing on stage. Sorry, not Robbie. He played on EMEA, but he came over to NA. First time playing on the NA stage. Okay, so very new, different scenes than what we're normally seeing. The Loud team has 2 Brazilians, 2 Latin Americans, 1 Englishman, and they are communicating in the King's English. They are not talking in Portuguese anymore. And I think that the main thing I want to talk about in this match is just how Loud kept just persevering and winning rounds. Sometimes they shouldn't even have won. And what put them into position, specifically Verdi and Luke Show, what put them into position to win this game? Because I do think that if we had some better performances from these two today, that this could have been a 2-0 towards Leviathan if they stepped up and played like a little better. At the end of the day, it's the first match of the season. It's nothing to get worked up about, but both these rosters went through a big overhaul here. And, slight, preface here, I am going to be a little Loud biased. Okay, Verdi's my OG. I've known him since the beginning of this game, and it's insane to see him up on this stage doing exactly what he has told me he is going to do, which is dominate and kill everybody, man. So, shout out Verdi. This is the first ever tournament that we won and played, October 4th, 2020. I think we played in some other stuff before this, but this was like an important one. This was a Valorant Sunday showdown. We played up against Valen on Flow State, and we ended up beating them. Now, as you can see, this is a 6-man roster. All these players I found and ranked and formed a team myself. This is the first time I ever IGL'd. Verdi used to work at CVS in New Jersey, and it was a shitty shift. It was one of those like 2 to 10 p.m. shifts. It was one of those like all dayers, you know what I mean? If you do as much as like sleep in a little bit, your day's over, because you sleep in, you wake up, you get ready, you go to work, and by the time you're done, it's 10 something and everybody's done for the day, right? So we were kind of waiting on Verdi to get back from his shift because he was a part of the team, and Governor actually wasn't a part of the team yet. Governor was at the time, 50 FPS Cypher player who would hide in his cages and like cheese people, like when they were getting like highlighted by trips and stuff like that. So Governor was actually our 6th man for this team. So we end up losing the first map in a pretty bad fashion, and then Verdi comes back from his shift. We end up winning this map with a masterclass from A77 and Farrico, and we go to map 3 a bind, where Verdi just runs him down 350 ACS. We're going to see something similar here today. Here's me and Verdi winning a battle. It was a Brooklyn LAN, me, Verdi, Redux, and we played with Coach Joe and Deso, and we just made a team for this. And again, just really good times, and I'm really happy to see him up there, man. Like there's no hiding it from me. So if I get a little emotional, excuse me. Okay, pistol round. We're starting with a different wall, a wall that kind of like cuts off that line where a U-Haul player would be holding and kind of like contesting, going for that timing peak, holding the one-way, whatever it is. And it looks like it's just meant to burst out of with that double flash from the initiators and instantly fight the shower guys with the crunch of Look Show on Viper there as well. So we're going to Dizzy, we're going to flash, we're going to Dizzy, we're going to Trailblazer, we're going to satchel out, and we're going to go fight. Okay. The main thing that I don't like about this is I feel like this is a strat that really worked well in scrims, and they ironed it out. I don't like doing this against the stopping power of a fade. It would even be worse if Sato was playing Raze, but with the fade, being able to throw a scan and like spam people through smokes, or a tether, it's just pretty devastating if any of that stuff hits. So maybe doing a little fake before committing to this, or maybe like testing it out and waiting for him to tether, waiting for him to throw the eye. I think anything like that could be good. But here we are. 4-1 split, walls up, no resistance. Looks like they're going to get ready to go. Here's our smoke to pop through. Flash, flash. Satchel in. Tether comes through. 3 people pinged by the tether from Calm. Gap in the sight smoke. Okeanos gets one. Sato gets one. A second. 2v5, Pankata and Cowan. These are the guys to be able to do it. Leviathan just maintaining that shower control and just letting the flank play. There's no rush. The bomb was recently planted. We have wingmen. We are all good. Really great coordination from Leviathan, taking their time. And a big round. 4 out of 5 kills towards the tier 2 players. And now, Louder on the back foot. And now, here comes our first example of the Verdi effect, okay? Verdi is a player who likes to get in your face. He doesn't like showing respect. He doesn't like acting like he can't peek you, he can't kill you at any given time, okay? So, the Deagle buy comes up here. The thing I don't like about this from Leviathan is how much space they're forfeiting. They're playing very scared. Verdi with 1. 2. Come on, how about a third? How about a third for the boy? Shower call comes through. Sato stuck in the corner. 3. Holding in the open, overheating, overextending, backs up to a safer spot, and the round is over just like that. And again, this is what you're looking for with your duelist. You're looking for that explosiveness, you're looking for that takeover, you're looking for that we can win any round when this guy is alive, and he's the man to do it. If you are a gamer, casual, collegiate, pro, aspiring, someone who's just interested in general, Valorant, any other type of game, this is a product that you want to take some time to look into, especially when you can get 10% off using code TDOG and also support me doing so. Now, if you run into anything like brain fog, the inability to focus, the inability to play for long periods of time, something where you can't really get great sleep, you feel like you don't really recover after these long sessions, anything like that, there is something for you that NeuroOptima has. Now, it's not only flow state, which people are very familiar with. This is your 20 serving tub, this is your 60 serving tub. Okay, they have a lot of capsules as well that help with, you know, daily things like I just mentioned previously. So we have focus and productivity, clarity and memory, sleep and rejuvenation. And again, if you're not interested in taking it from me, or maybe this is the first time you've ever heard of it, you can go to neurooptima.com. Check out all the reviews of people who have used it, tried it. It's something that the Valorant pros trust. Myself, some people on TSM have used it and posted their reviews this season. It's something you really want to take a second to check out. I appreciate it. Code TDOG, 10% off at checkout. Big 3K for Robbie. And now we get to see that right arm, the same one from Iron Man 3, that bionic arm. We need to take a look into that and see if that's illegal. Post timeout here. Loud in a position where they're going to call a pace change. You're going to see this a lot. Get right in your face after you call a timeout and catch you off guard. And by the way, take a second to look at this statistic here, okay? Luke Show, highest ACS, KD, damage per round, kills per round, and clutch percentage in stage 1. This guy is insane. Okay, this guy is insane. He's definitely going to be a one-of-a-kind player. Has the chance to be a champion in this game. And again, seeing younger talent be put with him is a really good thing. Being in a position where you have that nice mix, you know, you do have your like veteran players with experience, and you know you have your younger player to match with him. We're going to see a little bit of a dynamic duo for the remainder of the season between these two, back and forth, just killing everybody. Both of them boasted a 1.25 rating today over 3 maps, so pretty insane. Now, your Gecko Sky comp, okay, your Gecko Fade comp, you're going to see a lot of stuff like this on attack, these off-barrier execs, okay? You can opt to do the deeper smokes, and you can use utility for front showers, triple, top truck, U-Haul. You can really take away a lot of positions with the mosh pit, with the molly, with the Viper molly, whatever you decide to do. And these pops, these rushes, they get a lot of value with all this utility flying in the air, so we're going to see an example of it. 3-person start for Leviathan, aggro smoke not being held, Verdi's already through it, double satchel, high flash, perfect. Caught in the wide open, completely separated, Sato had to TP away, Okeanis now ISO'd. 2 people peek, and now we're going to see why we are not going to review a lot of bind in this video. A lot of these rounds for Leviathan and Loud on attack. When 2 people fell, when 3 people fell, it was an instantaneous save. It was an instantaneous save. This map was renowned to be one of the more attack-sided maps in the history of the game, and it's still in the same exact state, regardless of the Vice or, you know, whatever else is being played. This is a very attack-sided map, so, you know, when you're considering that when you're watching, you know, make sure you're kind of like leveling the way that you're thinking along the idea of that. You know, if you see people have, you know, 4, 3, 5 round halves on defense, That's not bad on defense. You can definitely close that game out. So again, just something to think about. Loud are gonna fall short on bind. Leviathan did a good job attacking. I reviewed a lot of Leviathan bind, so if you haven't, or if you want to see that for whatever reason, there's more stuff like on the channel that you can find. But we're kind of like skipping through looking for some different moments today. Now, Ascent, the map pick of Loud, both teams are going to roll out the same comp. This was very surprising to me. We don't see a double Sentinel, we don't see a Vice, we don't see a Killjoy. We see Cypher Jet on both sides. Now, I do think that Sato playing Neon, or more specifically Yoru, is definitely his forte, and it's definitely something that him and his team need to stick to. I do think that that is when he can take over games. I do think that if Leviathan are going to turn this roster around in terms of results, I do want to see him step up specifically on this role. And it's not something that's impossible. It's not something that's going to take forever. He just needs a little bit of time, extra reps, whatever it is, and, I think it'll be good. But regardless, Loud go to their classic of Ascent. Okay, this is the thing that helped them win champions back in the day, and we are going to see how hard it is to play against people who disrespect you. Disrespect is the hardest thing to deal with in this game. Okay, if anybody ever tells you why, or sorry, if anybody ever argues that and says that there's something harder, go on VLR and type in ENVY. Open it, look at their roster, realize that it's all ranked players besides one person that have no competitive experience whatsoever, and they're renowned, the #1 rated in the Challengers League all throughout the world. Disrespect is the hardest thing to play against in this game. Verdi, Luke Show, two people who disrespect you. They're going to do what they want when they want, and they're going to play with confidence, and they're going to peek and move around with conviction, and we're going to see an example of that here. Luke Show is going to buy a Deagle on Cypher, and he's going to work himself up with a camera. He's pinged. He's just walking up. 4 seconds have passed, and he has all of the B angles cleared. Market spawn stairs. They're all the way out. They've only used rechargeables. This is really good for them. They have the flash, they have the recon, and they have the paranoia. They're in spawn. 15 seconds have passed, and 2 people are peeking into your spawn. This is what's hard to deal with in this game. Verdi Luke Show, Robbie forward. Looking to take a fight here. Oki falls early, really bid for the retake. Verdi's going to take a little 50-50 there on half HP. Tech's going to shut him down, 4v4 situation now. All huddled back in Boathouse. Waiting for a smoke, and they got that one flash to use. Luke Show's trying to use that deagle at range, holding the lane peek. Smoke comes through. There's a triple peek. Back in the smoke tucked. They need to tap the bomb. They need to tap the bomb. They need to wait. Little much there. Had a couple of avoidable deaths, but with no time left, Robbie's going to be able to close this. And Loud are going to get the pistol on their map of choice. After denying the bonus, Leviathan keep their Odin and Op. Now, this is the hardest part about defending on Ascent, is managing your economy and keeping these annoying weapons online. Bringing out the Judge when you can. Using the Odin, using the Op, the Outlaw, okay? This is the stuff that makes people hesitate, and this is the stuff that makes people take their time and play a little more passively than just full aggro. So now if they're going to lose this round, they're going to have that full eco reset, and it's going to be really hard. Calm goes down to 1 HP here. Now he can't really do much spamming, because if he gets spammed back, he's going to instantly die. Sato on a passive op line, letting them walk all the way up towards A. Again, something you don't necessarily want to do in the situation where there's only one ult online being the Hunter's Fury. If he wanted to start anti-rush, I understand, but he's got to get worked up somewhere, some way. King trying to deny this space. Gets flick one tap by Verdi through the smoke. Exit comes through. Sato, jiggled. Flash, no kill. Posted on the left now. Oki should be walking out, trying to take a fight, doing something. Sato's got to do it himself. He ends up dying. And another 3-man save coming out from Leviathan. Now, listen. When we're in a position where we're going to save 3v5 like this, I don't like it in terms of like how fast we're reacting to it. I want to turn around and I want to hold for an overextension. I want to hold that jump up for a second and see if we can even get a kill to get back in this round because this was something that helped Loud on their attack of Bind, and it's something that helped Leviathan's attack on Bind. Loud was doing 2 to 3 man saves over and over and over again. Okay, you can argue that because, you know, Calm is 1 HP, and because the op has been salvaged, this is a much better example. I guess I'm more so talking hypothetically. This is completely reasonable with Calm being on 1 HP and Tex kind of being out of the round. But I just want to see a little more fight from Leviathan in these moments, and not this like the initial engagement not go their way and they tuck their tail between their legs and they run away. I don't really see too much confidence brimming out of them in these moments. 2 to 3 here, some ultimates coming online. Let's take a look at Tex's positioning. Literally, it looks like he's remaking right now. He's going to be in an anti-KO position. He's put his setup on a bomb site for one of his teammates to play, and he's going to be out of range of everything. Calm, King, and Oki are looking for a Hunter's Fury play in A main, which I think is a little interesting, because if they did end up doing some sort of off-barrier KO rush, it actually would have nullified what they were doing over there. So, being in this spot, we're going to see Sato again with an operator in a really passive position. I don't know the full difference of what was going on in terms of like what's going through his head when he's playing Yoru. When he's playing Yoru and Neon, it's a much more confident version of himself. When he's playing Jet, it's almost like he is never interested in going towards the enemy. He just kind of sits back and waits that they come to him. And Robbie BK specifically, but all of Loud, have been doing such a good job of just being aware that he exists. It's this thing of just putting yourself in like a mindset that like just expect the op to be there. They're jiggling, they're showing their shoulder, they're throwing util, they're trying to bait the shot. He is not connecting with anything compared to Bind, where he was having a standout performance with 30 kills opping on Yoru. So a pretty classic mid to B is going to come through here. KOL popped, and they're going to be running up mid. Now we're going to pay attention to Luxio's positioning here. Every single time this round, this game that we will see, he is either by himself in a 1-4 spread, or when there is some sort of split that takes place, he is keeping space, okay? Keeping space is when you are doing a split or you are doing map control and people are progressing further into an area, but all of this space still matters a lot to you. You don't necessarily want to give it up for free. To this day, I haven't watched every match this guy has played in, but I've watched a good amount of them. To this day, I have not seen this guy not get a kill in this spot. Double peeked, paranoid, tagged, stunned. I have not seen this guy get a kill when he is on an island. It's like it's the worst possible case scenario for anybody when you're trying to do something proactive and smart like clear the lurker, but it's Luxio. So you're thinking, okay, which one of us is going to die and how are we going to do the retake without them? I don't know how this guy does this. This guy is insane. Sato, again, another whiff there on the jiggle peek. More towards Loud than him, to be honest. They're just playing it really well. And look at Luxio's position. He doesn't have thorns or a wall or anything. He has nothing. He's drone tagged. He's flashed. One every time. Oki dead again. Gotta prioritize his life way more on KO. He's been dying way too many times. He's going to be a big reason on why they're not going to be able to close out this map.
It's so tough to tag onto the Jet. Off its mark, and now Calm is going to do a bit of the same, and this is so much easier.
Sova v Sova here. No cam on Verdi, but he's good for 2. Peeking in the retake. 3 there. 4 there. And again, just unreal stuff from this kid. First ever game playing on stage, just walking around and doing what he's done for ranked in years. 9-11. Big round here. Win this round, win the game. Robbie using his drone on good timing to see if this smoke is real. He ends up seeing nothing on Cat, nothing close to the smoke. He's calling care bomb sites, care bomb sites. Verdi in a forward position, not really aggressive, but forward. We don't see him sitting back hiding. He's looking for that initial kill on the exec. Util's going to come through. Luxio, not cleared. 1, 2, 3 through the one-way. 5v2 situation. Over peeking for fun. Why not? Calm, cowering in a corner, trying to stop this ace from happening to give these guys the momentum to close out this map. Cowan with the contain. A little bit of a whiff there. We do find him. Luke Show holding. Calm doesn't even have a chance. He doesn't even know it yet. And that's it for ASCENT. Now, remembering when I said at the start of this video about how Leviathan could have closed this in a 2-0 fashion, with ASCENT, the main two things that were limiting Leviathan were the Jet and the KO. You could argue that these are the most two important roles on this map. You could also include like the Omen in that conversation. I think with Okeanos's resume, whatever you want to call it, I think in terms of his roles, he has dueled. He has like did controller / recon, and then he did like flex with like initiators. So this is kind of his like lowest rep role, at least like the KO. I do like seeing him more on the controller. Obviously he's never going to be able to get the recon initiator off of Calm, but I think it'll be a little better for him on these maps where he is playing controller. I think he has a little more flow, and it was the thing that he was playing in challengers as well. So it's the thing that he's like most like, you know, he's the most repped, he's most comfortable with right now. So we are going to go Harbor versus Omen. Okay, main two differences here. The Harbor needs to do two big things. Number one, he needs to do pace control and info denial. And number two, he needs to deny the op. Okay, your Omen, the main two things that he needs to do are create gaps, and I'll put scale. I'd say those are the two biggest things that the Omen can do. So creating gaps, what does that mean? That means smoking the turret. That means smoking util. That means smoking things to make it seem like you can be there, you can't. This creates conditioning that you can use later on in the game. I just realized that this is behind my camera now. This was just deny op. Okay. Creating gaps. It also goes in sight holds and crossfires, using smokes uniquely to break those crossfires, break those holes, and create gaps for people to lurk in or peek together, or whatever it ends up being. Number two, scale. Scaling is really important with the Omen because of the shadowed step. You almost want to play him like Reyna. I hope that that's what they've talked about on Loud. With like his demeanor and like what he should be doing. He should literally be playing this agent like Reyna. He should be very far forward. He should be TPing back when he gets a kill. And he should be jumping on top of people, target blinding them off of the drone, blinding in the retake, TPing on elevation. All these things are really important, and it creates a hectic situation, which is way harder to deal with than just a straightforward one in your face. Again, back to the Harbor here. Pace control and info denial. When you're pushing these big walls, when you're cutting off parts of the map, you're doing it with the intent of getting control and either leaving someone there or making it to where they don't know if you can be behind the wall ready to pop when it drops or not. So you need nice movement across the map, specifically from your lurkers when this type of stuff is happening, because when it's not coordinated, it's not good. Okay, I've played with a bad Harbor before on this map, and it's not fun. Again, you'd rather just run Reyna or Sage. Denying the op. Okay, this is the biggest task that you do have. Okay, when we're looking at the minimap here in terms of the Harbor, you're going to see this push wall used a lot, this push wall used a lot, and then big walls, you know, decision-wise off what we're going to do. Are we going to push into Snowman with a wall like that? Are we going to wrap a wall like this and fight right side of sight? You know, you need to be able to stop the op from getting value with a double controller. And when you do that, the game becomes a lot easier with your rifle trading, and you're not dying as much so, you know, dry in these moments. So, Loud are going to start with a 4-1 full retake B. They're going to be hard fighting A. Here comes your push wall. And two people are instantly taking the time in B main. And again, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Look at Verdi popping the dash, walking through the wall. This is huge info. They haven't even taken the A space. They're not even making any more noise. And they peek into it like under the impression that they like shouldn't be there, or like they don't know if they are there. It's just really poorly played. Follow up that utility, take the space, get in positions where you can't get refought, and pause. It's not good. Big first death for Okeanos.
Because they're still sticking around in A.
Look at the reposition from Loud. They show a lot of numbers somewhere, they insta-reposition somewhere else. Looking for a fight, looking for that first timing in mid. And now, getting back into kind of their round start, that little 4-1. Robbie is pretty hard committing into this as well. It's not even a 4-1 anymore. And I think they're aware, again, off of the peak, they're not sitting and like letting them play. They're peeking over and over and over again. They peek A instantly. Okay, they go back, peek mid. Okay, they go back, they peek A again. They're always in the know. They're not sitting in the dark, scared and confused. Like, they're actually playing with confidence. They're actually moving around conviction. They're piecing it together themselves. They're not letting Leviathan make any move they want and then find out later on. Bomb just went down. They're taking their time and clearing lurks. Gonna take a peek to bottom mid. Gonna take a peek into tube. Looks pretty clear. Paranoia online, smoke online, double shock online. Now the one thing that I don't like about this now is now we're getting to the point of wandering, okay? Verdi has committed to this rewrap flank thing, which I don't think is the right thing to do in this situation. I think we should use the fact that we're in a 5v4. 5 minus 4 equals 1. If we put ourselves in a position to trade out and defuse the bomb, we're probably just going to win. And again, with Snowman being a question mark, with top sight, mid sight being a question mark, all these other things, you're probably just going to lose a guy at a timing, just getting peeked randomly, or, you know, the first contact guy getting a kill. So again, the trading power is pretty important there. I think they did a good job up until this point. Now with Tex getting that equalizer, look at Leviathan reposition. They're just going to pull completely back, and they're going to try to like play the bomb here.
As Verdi's looking for the right time, looking for the opening, the wall will keep him back in just a moment, and as it goes down, the bullets draw silhouettes, finally
just
the kill is found.
So close to capitalizing on those positions. They called like fight forward, and they started moving up out of his crosshair, and Leviathan are going to be able to convert that pistol outside of a really bad start. We talked about Sato on Jet. We're going to go into another example here. Round 1 win on map 3. Vibes better be up. Energy better be good. A little anti-eco. Let's get some ecos. Let's farm some kills. Sato is light armor phantom. No smoke. No updraft. Nothing. They're going to do an A-to-A anti-eco with Tex completely by himself. Okay, you're going to see this a lot. This is something that you should be doing if you are a Sentinel. Notice how Tex has a ghost. He is in a 1-4. It is important that he does not have a Vandal, a Bulldog, a Guardian, because he is in a 1-4. Gambling is very common on the eco situation. This easily could have been on the other side, and he could be pushed and he could get killed. You don't want to give away a gun if you are alone on an anti-eco. Okay, the pack is going to get ready to pop A, and again, the main thing that I'm concerned about here is your firepower. Okay, King has no molly because he used it early for the orb. He has a pistol. Com's going to be droning, and he has a Bulldog. Sato has no utility and a Phantom, okay? It's not like he's like Raid Boss or anything like that. So in terms of scaling, you're going to have a Viper with a Ghost, okay? You're going to have a Harbor walling with a Bulldog. You're going to have a Sova droning with a Bulldog. And you're going to have a Jet with a Phantom and no util. Okay, this is a recipe for disaster. This is horrible. This should never happen. I don't know why this happened, but it did. And we're going to watch what happens here. So the wall goes up first. Okay. Then they're going to trade their wall, and they're going to try to hold it as 4. The drone is going to die, and they're all going to instantly face. And then they're going to do the unthinkable of run through the Viper wall and lose 40 HP instantly. I mean, what the fuck is happening right now, dude? I don't know if this has been dry ran or it's a part of the script or what it is, but this is horrible. Sato, as soon as that drone sees nothing, boom, dash, backside, updraft, dash, top gen. Take the space, create the space. Don't walk through the wall on the ground like a noob. And what is this, dude? One peeking, one getting spammed, he's fully tucked, now he's right-clicked. 2v4 now. And they both have ghosts.
On the other side of the map. King recovered a rifle, but this was an FPX buy. It was 3 rifles and pistols. So now we're giving over 2 guns to the 4 players on Loud.
It's really terribly played. Patience. You are in the advantage on the anti-eco. You do not need to rush anything. You can let the clock go down to 10 seconds.
That's a sour memory for Lev.
30 seconds left.
And credit to the way
Tex has taken a lot of space. He's probably calling something along the lines of, you know, they're all just packed together. It's the same thing as the pistol round. Ends up getting a kill here on Pencada, 2v3 situation now. He's trying to go for a quick reposition. He's just made a little too much noise, I think. Birdie holding for him. King taps, looking for a kill. Unable to convert. And again, Leviathan are going to fall. And notice that there wasn't even a thrifty sound there, by the way, because they didn't fucking buy anything, so the game doesn't even register that it is one. Come on, man. We already learned this from the first map. And sorry, I do just need to break this down a little bit more. I just saw it in the replay here. I just want to make sure everyone understands that this is the situation that you're going into, okay? This is why I'm harping on it so much. This is the perspective of Loud. Holding a wall together as 4 people. Jet is tucked on Jen. He's running through the wall on light armor. Now he's 85 HP. He instantly dies to no headshot. Another one coming through. Like, this isn't peeking together. This isn't fighting together. Another one on light armor coming through. 85 HP. Instantly dead. And Sato's just stuck in the corner doing nothing. Not good, bro. Not good. We need confidence. We need to be moving around. We need to be taking space. After converting another round here, we're going to start to see some emotion that when I was watch partying this, I didn't like that I saw. Okeanos seems to be a person who's pretty hard on himself here, but he's in a 3v1 situation with a little whiff, and he's definitely like tensing up. Need to do your best to just let this stuff go in the moment, and boom, next round, don't think about it, don't worry about it, it's all good, next opportunity. That is when these players are going to play the best, when you don't have 48 years of experience playing on the stage. Get that energy up, have fun, you are playing a game. Have fun, you are playing the game, crack your jokes, mess around. When you have a good time and you're playing, you're going to perform at your best, okay? So, you know, advice to him and everybody there, just, you know, continue going with the flow. It is what it is. Just keep playing. Momentum is one of the biggest things, a part of VALORANT that I talked about in these reviews, because at the highest level, it is so insane how fast things can go bad for you when they're going good, when people start to regain their confidence or they start to find their footing. And we're going to see an example of that from Loud. Now, when I was watching this live and I saw the emotions from the Leviathan guys, I saw the Loud guys just peeking and killing everybody. They were up 6-1 at one point, and I said the game's done. Leviathan's probably not going to get more than 4 rounds. Loud was up 6-1. They finished the half 8-4. Now they're in a position where they can win the pistol, and we're back to even footing here, okay? So we're going to see how Loud play considering that. If they do a good job, if they do a bad job, but they could have done better. 4-1 open. There's that insta-TP wide swing that we've talked about, okay? Again, Omen, scaling, getting in your face, playing like Arena, catching people off guard. Doesn't go for the paranoia this round, which is pretty interesting. Now, this is a situation, teams have different keywords for this, but this is just a dive, okay? This is a jump on them. This is a go kill them. They fucked up in this round. Tex showed his position and didn't get a kill. Calm just got revealed by the dart. If they had a paranoia, they should be throwing it on them, and they should be running them down right now. Harbor didn't show himself here. He might be a B, he might be a mid, whatever. If that's what they want to do, I want to see Loud do it together as 4. I don't want to see one guy do it. I don't want to see a guy and a half do it. I actually want to see them jump on him and kill him, because this is a good time. You have 2 position reveals. This is really big. Verdi is going to be the first one to jump on it. Lookshow's pausing to throw smoke, so you can actually run and throw smokes on that character. The wall goes up, and the opportunity might be missed here. You know, there's a swarm on the right side of sight to stop the run through. Verdi full 1v1 here. Oki was right under him, able to help. Even if he did die, I would have got that trade, and Calm is now holding the wall where the molly is. So again, pretty big overextension here. Might not be the type of round, you know, playing a little bit like it's 10-2, playing a little bit like it's 11-1. Maybe it feels like that mentally, but definitely not ready to do that. They're going to have to pause. Pencada wasn't in a position to take a fight or get any space. And here's the info denial and the pace control from the Harbor. Shove it in your face, you should have to sit there and deal with it. In a similar situation from the last pistol round where we're all grouped up with one guy on the other side. Oki peeking a little by himself, but when he gets those 2 kills, he's going to start to feel a lot better, and this is the type of stuff you want to avoid. Pencada, clutch situation. Need 3 more.
It's never secure.
Not gonna get it. So now Leviathan are getting a little peaky. They're getting a little in your face. You know, you don't want to give this guy an op and let him start playing the game on this half. All right, big round here. Don't want to let him convert the bonus. We got 5 full armors to avoid the outlaw that was shot last round, so that was really good. Dart coming, TP coming. Verdi instantly falls. Luxo with a trade.
What armor? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
4v4.
I mean,
No one on A is going to take the line or keep the space. It's just going to be calm passive with an alarm bot. This is definitely the tech special. He loves being towards mid and A here. He doesn't like sitting on B the entire time.
Give yourself little pockets to teleport into, especially top yellow. If you're moving up to 410, things like this. It's actually crazy how quickly you can accelerate into a site with a single or sometimes even double
4v4.
into A. You can get
A little bit of a regroup.
Going back
They're going to try to use that harbor wall against them, right? They put that big wall up. That's going to be up for about 14 seconds. So in that time, they're looking to get back towards A in that 14 seconds before Leviathan finds out that they actually left. They're just kind of, you know, playing around the idea that they're not going to be disrespectful and they're going to hold that. Oki has already started to look for the cross. He's already started to look to see if they're going to be there, and he's going to try to contain. He's going to see them going back. He's going to make that call. He's going to push the wall. And now with Robbie dead, they can get into a really stacked position here. Another 1v1. Pencada does take it this time. So right now, don't really have eyes on Omen. Pencada got a kill. Counting droned. King is very aware of these gaps though. No gun out. 3v2. Expecting them to go back towards that insert. Pencada barely missing that kill. Com's doing the thing. Try to flank him with your knife out. 15 seconds here. Both towards the bomb. Pencada a little far. Okay, a little bit of an over peek there, but gets it done. Might have thought that Pencada was still in mid. And with that conversion, it really makes you think, like, you know, is Loud gonna let this slip? Now on this eco round, Pencada's got a saved gun. He's 19-9. Okay, notice that this isn't Apex. This isn't Poop League. The guy who's 19-9 has the gun. It doesn't necessarily matter what agent he's on. Just let him play with the gun. He might want to go first. He might want to go last. Who gives a damn, bro? He's 19-9. Just give him the gun and let him play. They're going to go for one of their faster-paced A plays here. Look, show double TP. Already on pipes. Very close. Very close. Leviathan is definitely able to get caught off by that, but that gun diff helps out Tex a lot. Push wall doesn't really go far enough. Verdi's got to be able to do way more than he should. Oki loses that fight, unable to react as Tex. 2 kills come through. Now it's Robbie and Pencada. 1v3 situation, easy conversion, bomb down, game's over, right? Right? Look at that buddy. It's on there for a reason. 1v3 situation. Fully giving him the sight, full respect. He's 2 kills off of all. 1 kill if he plants. All the close fights look empty. As soon as he clears Rafter, he's going to know the situation he's in. Alright, nobody's giving me anything. Sato getting jiggled again.
He's counting his lucky stars there.
Understands he's probably going to have a free plant. He's going to stick it instantly. He's not going to tap because he already knows they're planning to not give him fights. Drone coming through. Doesn't get a tag. Now, the unthinkable. A donation. A repeat into 2. Another whiff. Pit with a reposition sees him on the rope 1v1. Com can't flank. It's probably lost. Pencada with a 1v3 that should have never happened in a million years. All the momentum that Leviathan had building, with the couple salvaged last rounds, with the new half starting, comes to a screeching halt by one of the worst 1v3s I've ever seen in my entire life in terms of how they played it. And he doesn't even react. I mean, oh my god, that is pitiful. Wanted to showcase another post timeout strat coming in here from Loud. They love doing this stuff. 1-4 setup here, trying to get in front of the loud ults, it looks like, is Leviathan's call. Push wall dart all the way through, and on that, take a look of what's happening into mid. We have 2 players first timing through the orb. Cowan shot a dart somewhere. Smoke for the turret, smoke for the cross, smoke for the spawn form. He's going to be able to omen in the spawn, and they're going to cut the map in half instantly. Okay? Again, really cool play. Pretty common thing that Loud have been doing is just like getting aggressive or just like making a play as soon as a timeout is called. And it just comes down to the fact that they kind of know that the setup is going to change, so they also want to continue to try to catch them off guard before they can present or create a solution. There's the dart landing. No scans. Luxio's going to be able to take this space when no one's peeking him. Now, the thing about Luxio's play here that I don't like is, with the amount of time that's passed, you need to start considering how obvious you are, okay? Nothing has been done at B. There has been no noise made in mid. All we know is that they did some like A control at the start of the round that Robbie has like called out. So realistically, you don't want to be a solo player in this moment taking first timing, because when you do, you're usually just going to be walking into a crosshair, walking into an up-down. Someone's going to be very aware from you because there's no pressure anywhere else. Now, he can't sit here the entire time because he could get flanked, right? He could get timinged, whatever it is, so I understand why he's still going forward. But I think it would have been a little better if he made himself known by throwing a paranoia at like a common angle, maze, front sight, 410, gen, you know, wherever he thought he was getting held, and then he let them play. So he's that contact 1, the backstab at mid is that contact 2, and then they can get an actual like real pinch going rather than like this like full contact thing, because like with 30 seconds passing in this round, the omen ult being used, like they know something is up. Com's aware of it. There's the trade. So again, if Luxio were to throw that paranoia, freeze Com, make him stand still, hold that rafter, they shoot him in the side of the head, he ends up staying alive. That's the thing that we're looking for. 3 Leviathan players still here. Verdi ends up dying because he touches the wall. And when you touch the wall and you get that decay icon on your screen where you're like a little purple, it has this little like effect, and they end up seeing him through the walls while he died. It ends up happening in the replay. But now a really pivotal round where we're investing ult is slipping. Pankata trying to get these trades. No good. Sato with another miss. He's had a lot of these racked up. Again, if he had a better day compared to Com and Tex, this could have been a 2-0. And now, this is a 9-9 decision here, okay? 2v2, 1 half HP, 1 full. You're up against the Killjoy ult. He's going to end up investing his own.
Now the post plant. Ultimates to play with. The first wave is going to be the lockdown just to
plant it up top. Drone, shock, recon, and ult available. Robbie's got his own. They're looking to secure the flank. I don't like how Robbie used the ult in the timing that he did. If he really wanted to do this, I think what he could have done is place the ult down in a more forward position to where that circle gets a little better range. And they could have double ran away and double cleared the flank with him kind of going first with Cowan in this clutch position here. Because it's going to buy them time. If anybody ends up being spawned, they're going to be really far backed up. They have to clear the screen push, back sight, gen, insight, right? Because the Killjoy ult pulse and it's full clear. And in that time, you got out and you did a double clear on the flank. So now Cowan could even play the bomb if no one was flanking, and Robbie can start re-wrapping into mid. Something along the lines of that, right? I just think that this is just a pretty tough situation with a little bit of timing. Robbie now in the 1v3 where they do end up using the ult. The reason Tex is using the ult in this situation, not only is it 9-9, but Cowan has his ult online. So continuing to hold on to the Killjoy ult for Tex could be a net negative without recycling it, because he's going to be in a position where Cowan can break it anyway. So he's trying to min-max that value as well.
45 HP.
Position reveal on the break. Double peek comes through. Well played from Leviathan. I just wanted to include this bit from the casters just because I thought it was like pretty funny. Not trying to be an asshole. I know that the job isn't easy to be talking about the game live for the entire duration of the series, but I just thought this was funny watching. So,
It was the side swap.
Calm is going to drone. Okay, we've talked about body language in this game and that you can read into it. Okay, you need to pay attention on how people break your utility in this game based off how confident they are that they're safe. Watch how Robbie BK plays this situation. He hears that the drone is coming. He doesn't want it to see his teammates, so he wide swings mid with no orb up to break it. He doesn't jump spot. He doesn't jiggle. He doesn't let the drone go far and try to dodge it. The lurker is intentionally revealing himself, stopping the drone at conception. Okay, this isn't body language, right? This is weird behavior. If I was calm, I would say, yo, something's up. I think they're walking in mid. I think they're in tube.
About opening gambits, taking early fights. Luke Show getting active with.
Calm knows that. He sends the calm out. Top site player starts rotating to kitchen because he thinks there's a kitchen play coming because calm is saying it. He instantly follows it up with a shock dart because he is so sus at the fact that there's someone in tube. He knows someone is in there.
Calm's drone did not see the people of tube.
And didn't tag them either with the shock dart. That could have been big damage.
And so he has no idea.
And the statement is, the drone didn't get into tube. And because of that, he has no idea that they're there. And I thought that was hilarious because he has a full feeling that they are there. He's sending a shock and a recon after his drone died. And he's calling a teammate over to hold and saying, yo, there's free kills in tube right now. Just hold. They're just going to peek you. There's free kills. And I just thought it was so funny that they just like were not aware at all of the fact of that. Got another nice Omen example here for you guys. Check out Look Show's pathing and how fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 seconds. He's pipe killing the opper. Verdi's able to capitalize on that minimap reveal when he gets traded. He ends up getting 2. King with a little bit of an equalizer peak there, trying to do something in the 2v3, leaving Tex in the 1v3. And they're instantly going to go to his bomb site, hoping that he kind of like over-rotated. And again, this is the type of stuff that you want to see with Omen, is that aggressive scaling. That is the way that you want to play him on the map. 10-11, win the round, win the game. Sato has notoriously, throughout this series, not been aggressive and has hid. He is going to be in a position where he is fully mind-controlled by the comms that are coming out from the A players, that there's a drone and Verdi is scaling at A. It might be A, be careful. I think they're scared of this Hunter's Fury, and they might think it might be a tag chase down play. King is going to instantly audibly rotate, and Sato is going, probably not for the first time, but there haven't been a lot of reps of this. He is going to try to win the round himself by walking into garage with his op while the wall is up. Okay, and again, like, just needs a little more time finding the balance of when to do these things and when not to. Again, don't know what was said, if there's a protocol for this or whatever it is, but I mean, this was pretty much suicide. He's all the way up, and he isn't like parking and like waiting for the wall to drop. Like he's peeking and going like even deeper. So a nice job conditioning utility by Loud, making it seem like whenever we do our Sova util, there's one guy on the other side of the map and that's it. And it really catches Leviathan here, and it's going to help them win the game. Sato with another opening shot whiff. 4v5. King instantly looking to make a play. Another jump spot for position reveal. Loud are down 9-11. 10-11 now with a huge opening kill. And they're just going to pause. Comms drone is huge here. It's going to clear out all of the inserted positions at A. And they're going to be able to over-rotate here, and they're going to be able to brawl in this situation. Paranoia still online. Can push mid-site, can push Snowman, can do some TP scaling. Unreal that Cowan didn't die there, but he was scanned at the brown box and ends up b-hopping away. And now, the indecision is the thing that confuses me here. Calm is rotating, sprinting away when they cut noise, thinking that, oh shit, you know, my drone didn't clear, he was hiding somewhere, and he retook the space, and he's calling them back. You know, that might have been an anti that they had on one of the players that they like to do that, or whatever it is. But it was that dart that was kind of fake. Whatever dart he threw, solo scanned Cowan, who b-hopped away, and there were no smokes, no peeks, no shooting. and it completely freaked out Leviathan, and now they're all breaking apart. And I will say again, this is the first match, but this is kind of a trust thing where, you know, these over rotations coming in, you need to understand how important doing your job is. And when people start abandoning the job, abandoning their post, and start making these like really aggressive over rotations, the trust kind of is starting to break on the team, like in the moment. You know, people are looking to just get involved. People want to play. They don't want to sit around and save like anymore. So a thing they gotta be careful of for sure. Oki's gonna position reveal on this left side of Snowman. Now I don't want to say that this is forbidden, but it's pretty close to it. You really don't want to show that you're here. You don't want to molly from here. You don't want to shock from here. You don't want to do anything from there, because the moment that someone sees you there, you know, you're fully isolated, you're cut off. All the angles here are really bad. You know, you can't really do much. You're just kind of pinned in that corner. And as soon as he did that, that was the red flag. He's waving the red flag. Toro, Toro, they all come running. Paranoia comes through. They're coming to run him down. He's calling for help, and in that time, they've completely flipped it and taken mid-site. Help is with him. Oki the great 2K. Here's the crazy reposition from Luke Show. Calm obviously has his knife out flanking. What else would he be doing? 11-11. If you've learned anything from this video, you should have learned that confidence is key. Putting yourself in playmaking positions, putting yourself in spots where you play how you want, you take the fights you want to, and you're playing on your own terms is so important. We see players like Luxo and Verdi do that the entire series and all 3 maps, and it's no wonder that they're both plus 20, 1.5 rating, positive first kill, first death. Again, talked about it over and over again, but I think that some people probably just skip to the recap sometimes. If Tex and Com have a better day, this is probably a 2-0. I think that Loud slipped up and kind of threw bind a little bit, specifically on this CT side. And they were in a position where they could have done better on ASCENT as well. But obviously they did close, and they did close ICEBOX, which should have been not as close of a game as it was. So they're getting their early, you know, reps, you know, feels out of the way, which is good. And they're going to start building some momentum here, getting a little more confidence. Happy to get that win. Sato also looking good, even though his Jet does need some time and some work. He had a really standout first VCT match, almost a 2 rating, 30 bomb, 240 ADR, 8 first kill map on bind. If he just finds that rhythm, if he just finds that flow that he had on that map and tries to replicate it for all the others, he's going to be able to do it. He's got some insane mechanics. Okeanos, not the best day, but again, a guy who is playing relatively new roles. I think that he did good. The thing that I would want to see from him is just a little more composure in these moments and making sure that he trusts his team, trusts the system, trusts the coach, trusts his own approach, and he just puts himself in a position where he can succeed. But again, it's awesome to see all the guys from Tier 2 doing well, and I wish the best for both of these teams. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys don't know, I offer coaching in my Discord. I also write guides in my Discord if you're looking to get better at Valorant, no matter what level you play at, no matter what region you play at. Take a look. It's in there for you. I got options as low as $10. If you're looking to enhance your performance, make sure you go to neurooptima.com. Check out the products they have there. You can buy the bundle that I have that's pre-made. You can use code TDOG for 10% off anything that you do get. It also directly supports me. I have no problem admitting that. Again, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I got more coming. I'll see you in the next TDOG out of here. Deuces.